So, good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? Who had fun last night? Anyone starting to apply this stuff outside there somewhere? Yeah. Now, I hear that someone did a particularly interesting thing yesterday. They started to run with their skills, and rather than just doing the exercise we did yesterday with bringing some of their love back and so on, I call this the inner smile. And rather than just doing the inner smile with other people in the seminar, which is relatively safe and it's good to do and it's out there, this person decided to do it with complete random strangers. So, would you come up here a moment, please? Oh, give her a round of applause. You want to come as well? Your husband and the team that you were with were so impressed that they got you a little gift. So give her a round of applause, everyone. Good job. Great job. Seriously, I think it's an awesome thing when you guys start taking these skills and using it. And it's a risk, isn't it? Yeah. To go up to a complete stranger. The deli man at the store. Come on up. Do you want to tell your story a little bit? Because I think people will be excited by it.
All right. Is that right here?
Yeah, let's turn this down for you a little bit. There you go.
All right. Well, actually, I had two opportunities. We took the trolley to Manhattan Beach. A whole bunch of us did, and there were some ladies there that are also doing a 10-day seminar on something with educational testing, which, I think is folly anyways. But anyways, they weren't real impressed with hypnotists. And so anyway, on the way back, we ran into them again. And so I had a couple of them. We were just chit-chatting. So I went ahead and did something from in New York with the fingers crossed, and did that with them. And then later, Sean, my husband, and I went to the grocery store, and I was getting some meat, and the gentleman and I were talking, and of course, when I ordered the salami, he said, well, this is a whole bunch. And I said, well, that's okay. I'm in town for 2 weeks. And he said, well, what are you doing in town for 2 weeks? Well, that opened up the door.
Right.
So then I asked him, I said, well, have you had any experience with hypnosis? And he said, well, none. And I said, well, do you have a moment? He said, sure. So I pulled him out from behind the counter, and I did the instant induction on the shoulder, and then the arm straightening out, and his buddies in bakery were sitting there going, what the hell? So he got done, he was like, man, can you come back once a day and give me just a little, So it was kind of interesting, and it was just kind of a joke because I'm so shy. I mean, I'm just really shy. So.
But you kind of got carried away with the moment, right?
That's right.
Do you see what you guys are capable of? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Now, just give it a nice round of applause. Give it a minute. So now that you've done your first couple of instant inductions in the wild, you got the bug. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. And so I'm just real excited about it. I'm like a big sponge right now. I'm just kind of soaking this all in, and
And the last question, because I'm sure everyone here is wondering this as well, is did it work? I mean, on real people who weren't prepared.
It did.
And knew what was coming and stuff.
Yeah. The gal couldn't get her hands apart, and she was like, "Whoa, that was something else." And then he was just total. I mean, he just went out. He went right on my shoulder, and then I got him to balance. And with the arm, even when I woke him up, he's like, "Get this arm down," and I'm gonna take a deep breath, relax, shake it out, and he said, come back once a day, I'm here Monday through Friday, I'll show some more stuff.
Awesome. I think that's amazing. Give it a nice round of applause. I think that's a great story.
So they don't get knocked down? They seriously don't get knocked, or will that interfere with
you? Do you want them back by the water fountain?
Yeah, I will.
That way that people won't walk into them.
Thank you, Jim and Sean.
Yes. I think it was a charming gift for her. So, now that we've had that little warm-up, anyone else do anything exciting last night? Oh, go ahead. Do you want to come up and tell one? Are you allowed to tell people without getting arrested?
Almost. Someone puked 7 times, but it wasn't me. So we went out to West Hollywood. One of our friends who's not here tonight, this morning, he puked 7 times, but we were out in Hollywood.
Okay. What did that do to you?
We only had 2 hours of sleep, but that's okay. We didn't really follow your suggestions, so that's bad of us. But
What are you doing up here then?
We went
No.
out to.
So you went out to a bar?
We went out to a club, West Hollywood,
Okay.
Cassandra, and then they had the backup singer for formerly known as Prince.
Oh, okay.
There, so one of our friends' friend was there.
Okay.
And
Is this
we
an induction?
Yes, it is. It's like sleep. And then we started talking, and she was asking what I did. I didn't tell her my real job. I said
Right.
that I'm a master hypnotist. Like, really? So she got really curious about it. And I told her a little bit about hypnosis. She was really curious about it. And then I said that, hey, you want to try it? And it's like, yeah, sure, you know. But the sound was blazing because
Right.
the people were loud and stuff like that. Then I started having her comply and said, okay, move over here so you can hear me and things like that. So I got the compliance. And I did the 5-word induction.
Okay.
Some people know it, some people don't. You could ask me later on.
Right.
And then I dropped her instantly. And then I said, deeper you go, the better you feel, the better you feel, deeper you go. And I gave her some general suggestions, you know, because she wanted to have more motivation, more passion, and all that stuff. And I also gave her other suggestions so that you're going to have a wonderful night tonight. Maybe I shouldn't have. She was smiling the whole night and things like that. She was wonderful, and she was dancing and all that stuff. That's why we didn't get home until 4:30 this morning.
It's a wild and crazy life. I'm going to ask. We did say hotel play, didn't we?
Yes.
So, great job. Well done. So, give him a round of applause. Can I have it as well? Thank you.
Hi, hello.
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 My name's Alex. I don't have my name tag today. This is not something that happened last night. It's actually something that happened in London when I took Igor's street hypnosis course, actually. And a friend of mine, Bob Cobb, who I'm sure you've seen in some of the videos, we went out for a night of being a force for good. And I approached 3 women at a fairly noisy bar. It was a patio, actually. And asked if they've ever been hypnotized, and if they want to get hypnotized, and if they're interested in the power of the mind. So they all pointed to one woman. And in this group, there was a medical doctor, an accountant, and a scientist. So very much critical thinking type people, obviously. The accountant said, well, actually, my friend, the scientist, has an extreme phobia of claustrophobia, so bad that she can't ride elevators or go on subways. So Bob and I basically tag teamed her. We did a double induction. He did most of the therapy side. I just came in and out whenever I felt it was appropriate while I was talking to the medical doctor and the accountant. And about 10 minutes after Bob had finished up, she said, you guys want to go for a ride on the subway? And we were blown away. The medical doctor, we were blown away by how easy it was. And yet, again, the context was a bar, so no one's there ready to get therapy for a serious condition like that. But by learning how to create a context and a frame for them to be involved in this process, you can do amazing things in the most amazing places. And so this medical doctor, it was great for her to be there, because here's a person who firsthand realized the power of hypnosis in a non-clinical place. You know, just nothing up your sleeves, just impromptu, bang, you bring your tools with you, and you can change people's lives in 10 minutes.
Good job. Thank you for that, Alex. So hopefully some of these stories are giving you guys some ideas of what to do with this stuff, right? We're not going to, I'm not in the kind of school of hard knocks. We're going to force you to go out there and do anything in particular. But I would encourage you to put yourself in a position where it can happen, right? How many of you actually did the instant induction with a little hypnotic gift we talked about last night out there somewhere, maybe in the lobby, maybe in the street, in the restaurant, something like that, with other people, right? So maybe about half of you guys. Let me ask you guys that you actually did the exercise. How did it feel to do it outside of the training room? A little awkward at first, would that be fair to say, for some of you guys? Or was it pretty much straightforward? No, just do it. Excellent.
I think in some ways I almost found it easier.
Do you want to come around again? me just put this on for you, actually.
I think it was almost easier because everybody in this room has some experience and
Right.
probably a lot more experience than me, so I feel somewhat judged.
Okay.
Whereas, this deli guy, he's just a deli guy. I mean, what? I mean, it's either going to work and he's going to be thrilled, or it's not going to work and he's going to go, well, so much for hypnosis. I mean, and I'll never see him again because I'll go to a different store next time. So,
If nothing else. Yes, it worked. Come back, please.
yeah, exactly. So for me, it was kind of just throw caution to the wind and just
Right.
take a deep breath and just your voice was going through my mind and it just. But I think what really clicked yesterday was the one with it really doesn't matter what you say. It's more your demeanor and just be
Absolutely.
patient and just make the eye contact, get
Yeah.
into focus. And I was able to do that out in, it was weird because like they said out in the bar, the grocery store, there are people walking around, the lights are on, his buddies are right over next door. So it's not like you have to be in a dark, quiet corner or something.
Right.
So-
You can just do it in normal everyday life,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, this is something very important, and thank you for bringing that up. Both Alex and, so your name is Laurie, right?
Yes.
Both Alex and Laurie did exactly the same thing. The words really weren't the important part of the process. The context that you're creating is the important part. How do you create the atmosphere? How do you create that situation where people can step out of normal everyday life into what we'll call a hypnotic reality in which unusual things can occur, where they can relax deeply and have wonderful experiences, where they can overcome a lifetime of phobias in 10 minutes. You have to create that context, and the place that comes from really is you. It comes from inside of you. Now, who would like to learn or find some shortcuts to make that whole thing happen more quickly and more easily? Anyone? I mean, otherwise we can get the coloring ink books out and have like the evil top hat monocle hypnotist. It's a great little picture. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is I want you guys to find one other person in the room at least, maybe two if you have time, but it'll be a real quick exercise. And I want you to give them a hypnotic gift, the inner smile. So remember, the inner smile is instant induction, a couple of fractionations or a couple of deepness, so you can have a nice and deep thing. Only take a minute or two at most, really. It doesn't take very long at all. Once you have them there, I want you to get them to recall, remember, have an experience of someone they love, a person, a close friend, a pet, something that makes them feel that they're connected to the other person, to the other individual. Make sense? You'll know that you have it right because they'll be smiling from ear to ear. You want to build it up with whatever you do, with your attitude, with your language, with everything you have, until they are smiling from ear to ear. Then remind them that they can have this experience anytime they want. Right? Then bring them back, and then it's your go. Easy to do? Off you go.